Hi there, welcome back to my channel. Just wanted to get on here real quickly and just share a bit from my weekend travel. Have you ever gone somewhere or experienced something that was so beautiful that you just wish that you could bottle it and share it with your friends and family? Well, I had such an experience this past weekend. My hubby and I had the privilege of taking a trip to California for a 4-day weekend where we explored San Francisco and we took that long drive up to South Lake Tahoe. I've traveled a lot. I've been to many countries, but for whatever reason, this drive up the mountains to South Lake Tahoe was just overwhelmingly beautiful. I have posted a couple videos on my channel so that for those of you who wish to take a peek can try to enjoy what I so thoroughly enjoyed. Some of the things that was fascinating was the change in temperature. I've lived in the state of Virginia for over 15 years, so I know about changes in weather, but I've lived in Florida for the past 18 years where it's mostly warm. But it was just so neat that in the space of 4 hours, we went from went from Florida, that was probably in the 80s, to San Francisco, that was in the 60s. And as we moved up the mountains, we topped out at about 38 degrees. We were about 7,000 feet above sea level, but there was just a crisp beauty about the atmosphere, the mountains, the terrain, the waters. At some point along our journey, we also ran into some snow on the ground. And, I know what snow is, but I haven't seen snow in a while. And there was just something new and exciting about it, apart from just the beauty of nature itself, the various trees, the terrains, the landscapes. I just was able to soak in everything, and it just hit me at a different level. And I thought to myself, my goodness, people who don't travel, who don't have the opportunity to get out of their comfort zone or places where they live, don't get the chance to see and feel these kinds of things. And I really, really just felt the desire to share that with everyone. I think one of the reasons why it felt so, it was so much more meaningful to me. Some of you may not be aware, but for the last year or so, I've been suffering. Actually, I've been suffering for longer than that, but I've been aware that I've been struggling with double vision for the past year. I've been under the treatment of doctors and have not had a lot of success with correcting my vision. So simple things like driving that I previously took for granted, I can no longer take it for granted. I couldn't just jump in my car and jump on the highway because every single thing that I saw from 4 feet onwards would be double. And, it's hard to explain to someone because I still look fairly normal. I don't let it prevent me from doing anything that I love, but it's truly a challenge. And so as God would have it, we were leaving on Friday morning, and on Thursday, I got my glasses. So these glasses that I'm wearing is what we call prisms. So prisms allow me to see single, and it also has my prescription. So I know it looks again like just normal glasses, but this is glasses on steroids. But what it does allow me to enjoy a simple drive. So again, something that I would normally have taken for granted, that I can just see where I'm going, for the last year or more has been very miserable for me. As a passenger in a vehicle, everything that I look at through the window as I'm driving is double, and it just makes life overwhelming. It causes disorientation. It's a very uncomfortable feeling that's hard to describe. Things like being in an airport with so many people and signage and moving parts becomes extremely overwhelming for me. But by the grace of God, I have gotten a diagnosis. So I'm dealing with something called pseudotumor cerebri. And basically what that means in a nutshell is that I have all the symptoms of someone who has a brain tumor. But by the grace of God, I don't have an actual tumor, even though I still have the symptoms. So I'm working with a neurosurgeon as well as my primary care physician. I'm going to start a new medication very shortly, so prayerfully that will make a difference. But in the meantime, I just want to encourage you, because sometimes, we take our lives for granted. We take vision, we take our health, we take our family even for granted. But it's not until you've lost something or you come close to losing something, or God forbid we experience illness or disease, that we realize how important it is for us to live each day to its fullest. I didn't realize that, not being able to see properly was such a big deal until I couldn't. And then until I can see properly again with the help of technology, I realized that this world is so beautiful, so amazing. During my travels this past weekend, it wasn't just Lake Tahoe that was so beautiful. We experienced quite a bit throughout the state. And, I just wonder how people can say there's no God. I mean, there is a God, and he is amazing. His name is Jesus Christ. He came in the form of man on this earth, and he loves us. He loves us, and he wants us to worship him. And, when I experience nature like I did this weekend, it makes me want to worship even more, because I feel almost like a grain of sand compared to the vast world that we live in. So as I always do, every single time I come on here, I want to encourage you that if you do not know Jesus Christ as your personal Savior, I want to invite you into a relationship with him. There's no greater love. There's no greater person. There's no greater reason for living. He gives me a reason for living every single day. And I will not stop sharing about the love of Christ and the beauty of this earth. So if you have the chance to travel or just do something out of your comfort zone each and every day, please, I encourage you to do it, because none of us know when the day will be our last. Stay encouraged, and I give you all my encouragement and all my love. May God continue to bless you richly.